The digital debut program is fantastic for me. I'm a young classical artist working in a digital landscape, and the wonderful thing is that there's a fan base out there that hasn't been tapped, and there's a group of listeners that probably don't usually buy CDs and they don't go to concerts, but they might be inclined to download a track on iTunes and maybe introduce themselves to something they hadn't heard before. And this recording I've done here makes that possible, and that's incredibly exciting.
It's very exciting, and to be involved with EMI is just, it's a privilege. You know, their legacy, not just in classical music, but in rock and pop and all other genres is just staggering.
The opportunity to get a digital release out to my friends and family all over the world is just astounding. It is a terrific opportunity, and one that people at this early point in their careers don't often get, so it means a lot.
For a number of years now, after concerts, a question I get all the time is, do you have any recordings? And I've always had to say, no, not yet, but now that all changes, and the idea that I have this recording released by EMI on iTunes, and I can tell anyone to just go home and download it on their computer is mind-boggling. The thought that I can share my music with people and even reach new audiences that easily is just remarkable.
I've always been drawn to Schubert's music, and I've always loved singing his songs. And these three that I've picked are ones that I really just love personally. Most of all, the last one, Die Taubenpost, which is probably the last song he ever completed. And I find it so touching because, to me, it's a reflection by Schubert himself on his own life, looking back on the choices he made and the life that he lived, with a little bit of regret maybe, but mostly with contentment. The Britten songs are often thought of as the songs in which Britain's mature, authentic voice emerged. And I think for me it resonated a lot because at this point in my career, I feel like I'm embracing my authentic voice and my real artistic and vocal maturity. So they meant a lot in that sense too.
My decision to only record composers that lived in the 20th and 21st centuries, specifically Debussy, Stravinsky, and my own compositions, was a really, really deliberate one. It's important for me as a young classical musician to show that classical music didn't reach some peak in the 19th century, but that it's a constantly evolving thing, and it's still evolving. And Bach, Beethoven, Liszt, and Debussy, and Stravinsky were all pushing boundaries in their own time, and there are thousands of composers, including myself, who are working to continue pushing boundaries today.
I chose to record the Strauss Violin Sonata. I feel it's a beautiful work, and it really shows off what the violin can do. It's written just perfectly for the violin and piano, and it just won't work in any other combination. Strauss wrote this work when he was the same age as I am now, and I like to think of it almost as symbolic in a way. It hints towards his future development. These big orchestral works and operas, tone poems that he would write later on. It really looks forward to that. And there's something in this piece that is already it's just him. And I like to think that hopefully the same is true of me in this recording, that I'm a young artist, I have my influences, but hopefully there's something in this recording that is inevitably me and will become more and more clear as I grow and develop.
I think it's an important thing for any growing musician to be constantly trying to reach new listeners and thinking about which audiences are out there beyond the existing one. And this recording will help me to do that as I grow and develop.
The digital debut program is just an unbelievable gift. The professional opportunity that it's giving me and the quality of these recordings is unparalleled, and I'm very fortunate to have gone to Juilliard and have gotten this opportunity.
I can't imagine a better way to start the journey.